Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined again by our guy, the Ohio Dominican, former Ohio State staffer, Kentucky quarterback, NFL quarterback, Mike Hartline. You got the longest resume of anybody who comes in here.
I appreciate it, and thanks for having me. It's always great to be here.
All right, so I'm really curious, especially now that you're calling plays and setting up stuff. Ohio State's in this weird stretch now with, off date Maryland and Rutgers, where they should be able to just go out and do whatever they want. And the question in my mind is always, well, do you want to be vanilla and keep stuff hidden from Penn State and Michigan? You know that's coming. Or kind of what I thought was happening last week, you throw a whole bunch of new stuff out there and make them prepare for everything.
I think we can all agree number one is just win. Keep winning. What you want to show and what you don't want to show, I think is kind of out the window at this point. Okay. You might think about that a little bit at the beginning of the year. The way I would look at that, maybe you got a non-conference here and there to start the year, and then a big time, maybe out-of-conference opponent or whatever it is to start the college football year. But right now, just go win, because regardless, they have to defend a lot against Ohio State and vice versa. These teams are going to play down the road, are very talented, so make them defend it all. If you want to show some different things or want to try some new stuff, break some tendencies, obviously that's great, but there's a lot of a lot of things that you have to defend against Ohio State, which is tough. So I think you just go out, win, and let them go play, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
You've been in a few times now to look at Justin Fields and the way he's developed this year. Are you noticing a difference now into Game 9, Game 10 from when you first came in Week 1?
Not so much. But the biggest thing with him, he's being consistent. They're putting him in great positions to be successful, but consistency is key. We talked about that. How do you play in week and week out? You're only as good as your last game, and he's played his butt off of every single game, and I think he's doing what coaches expect him to do. He's following the game plan. He's not putting the ball in harm's way, and letting his talent show for itself. So definitely comfortability has to be a part of it. When you get a little bit more into the season, week in and week out, you feel a little bit better about what you want to do. You see the vision through Coach Day. Mm-hmm. Much clearer, so I think that helps as well. Plus, you got a tough running game going. It helps everything open up pretty well.
Yeah, one more week for that to flex a little bit against Rutgers on Saturday. As Ohio State keeps building that offense, Mike Hartline's going to break it down for us right now. Let's roll the tape. All right, so it felt like last week, Mike, that Ohio State was starting to empty some of these concepts out to make maybe Penn State and Michigan prepare for them. But you told me this one before we rolled it, that this is a pretty common one for Ohio State.
Yeah, getting down in the red zone, you got your bunch formation right here. It makes it a little bit difficult for the defense to guard it however they want to, but defenses do practice for it. The key component right here is their little switch release that they have and spraying this thing out, trying to get the defense being condensed to now spread apart, and it really makes it difficult for them to gain leverage. And you try to gain leverage with this bunch to get the defense bunched down, and then right there, spread them all out. And you can see the little mesh right here we got coming back by, just a little pick play. Man or zone, this is a good concept. You got a little out route here by KJ Hill, you got a corner route, and then you got your mesh coming underneath. You're really just reading this low to high and having Ben Victor come here as your little check down essentially, and hopefully this happens with the defense.
When you're installing and instructing here, do you have to make a point to Ruckert, the tight end, as you come across? Don't make contact, don't get any official pick, make contact here. How do you instruct this?
You do. You definitely have to make him aware of how deep he is going, who the man player might be, and trying to find a guy just to get in a way of his airspace, just to make him move, right? Get him away from a direct line towards the receiver so we can get a little bit of a space right here. Mm-hmm. Quarterback needs to put the ball out front, and this is where you see it. Put your foot in the ground, get vertical, and split the defense.
Yeah, Ben Victor's going to take care of it from there. That's just one touchdown of 4 in this barrage early on against Rutgers. And this was the one, I couldn't really figure it out. And maybe it's not a scheme thing. It's just, well, you have Justin Fields and he can do something special.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure either. You catch this ball, you think the way Justin's turning right here, that he's reading somebody this way. His eyes really don't tell that story. Maybe it was just a confusion with the handoff, which it could have been.
Yeah.
But this is why you have Justin Fields. He's a guy that when something breaks down, when something doesn't go according to plan, he has a plan. And his plan is be athletic, pull the ball down, go forward, don't make any matters worse, get the ball in the end zone. But what I would tell them right here, take care of the ball. Don't let the referees even come close to making this judgment call. But as we see with the slow-mo, he was in. Ball was crossed in the end zone, but it's a great play by him by just being aware and understanding when things go wrong in the backfield. Make it happen. Go vertical. Don't make matters worse, and find the end zone.
Yeah, he's done a good job making something out of nothing on these plays. And then other times, it's just drawn up perfectly. And we've seen this. This is why I really wanted to get your thoughts on it, Mike, because KJ Hill, I feel like he scored on this type of route 4 times this year out of a different formation every time.
Right. You know, this is a good man beater play. They're trying to come with the orbit motion, or a motion that can just clear out of here, so it's one-on-one. Now they try to do a little bit of a action where they come back out of it, and all you need is a step right here. All they're trying to ask for is get this DB to overplay, and now KJ can come back out and put a good accurate ball, and it's a race to the pylon. So this is something that's worked with them very well. But you can disguise this in several different ways. But the key part is sell it, come back out of it, and a great ball by Justin. I'm sure if it wasn't man coverage, they'd probably hand this ball off, and we're off, and they're going inside. But this is a man beater, and this is a good job by the Buckeye offense.
And when you look at it, it's like the pre-snap stuff puts Maryland on their heels, because he could easily motion all the way to the other side of the formation, right? I mean, that's the point here.
Exactly, and that's what you can have off of this is if the Buckeyes have done this before and they've seen it, then you can just keep running this guy, run the ball, run something different. You have your one-on-one matchup if they wanted to. There's a lot of different answers here if they wanted to disguise this or window dress this up a little bit. But as you can tell, we're still blocking over here. So if this doesn't work as a man-to-man, if they're just playing zone and they out-leverage this guy, hand it off. And you got good guys up front and good matchups up front that we can do it. However, when you get down in this red zone, this goal line area, majority of the time, they're going to play tight man. And if they're not playing tight man, you got to have an answer to it. So it's a good job by the Buckeye offense of having several different answers here, whether they want to throw it or hand it off, to be ready for both.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch the way this team has played in the red zone this year. They struggled to finish drives a year ago, and then part of it has been these mesh. It's the second time we've seen it, I guess, with the pick play coming across, and Chris Olave about as wide open as you can possibly be. That's
true, and as you can see right here, same motion, right? Same type of motion. Now they got something a little different off of it, right? Now they're trying to sell them with the comeback of the motion right here on a little swing route. They get them to play a little bit more zone, which we can tell, and now here comes your zone beater. So you got to have different complements. You got to let them understand that, yeah, we're going to have this man action right here, great protection up front. Right, this is awesome to have on the 2-yard line or inside the 2-yard line to have about 4 seconds to throw the ball. Typically, you wouldn't have that a lot. Guys would be coming at you, but the Buckeye offensive line has been fantastic this year, especially with the new guys that have up front, guys that haven't played a lot. But to give this guy some time to sit back in the pocket, deliver the ball. As you can see, this takes a little bit longer to develop, but it's a great answer from what they just did with the man beater, throwing it to KJ Hill, to now selling the same thing and coming back and dragging this guy across the field.
Yeah, that Ohio State offense is certainly rolling, got seemingly answers for everything, and making Penn State and Michigan take notice. Probably Rutgers is going to have some problems with that. We'll see exactly how often they do. Great to have Mike Hartline giving us all that insight, offensive coordinator perspective, former quarterback Mike Hartline. I'm Austin Ward. This has been Lettermen Row, BuckIQ. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Letterman Live, we've got the practice report, we got rapid reaction. Hey, and you know we got BuckIQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.